Srimati Radharani says to that Sakhi, "Oh Sakhi, what can I tell you about the love that we have in our heart for Shri Krishna? Yo Veda Yet," a person who tries to explain that love. In this case, I am here trying to, maybe we are all together trying to understand and explain that love. Yo Veda Yet Vividishum, with a desire to know that love. Sakhi Vedanam Yat, whatever is explained about that love. Yo Vedana, and whatever is understood by that. Tad Akhilam Khalu Vedanaiva, all that is just cheating. Srimati Radharani says that a person who is trying to explain the love of the movies that they have in their heart for Shri Krishna, a person who is trying to explain that love with a desire to understand that love, whatever he explains and whatever is understood by the listeners is all cheating. Prema hi gopispara eva vivechanepi, because the nature of this love is, she says, it is para, it is something transcendental. It is something transcendental. Antardadhatyalamasau avivechane. When somebody tries to approach, tries to catch hold of it, I want to understand it, let me try and read so many scriptures, read many literatures, and then I will understand what is the extent of the love that gopis have in their heart for Shri Krishna. As soon as one tries to catch hold of it, antardadhati disappears. That love disappears. And avivechanepi, if one sits down, thinking that if only I cannot understand what is the use of describing it, then also it remains concealed. So nobody can actually truly understand what love gopis have for Shri Krishna. Especially here when they are meeting with Shri Krishna after such long time, who can truly understand what gopis have in their heart? And therefore you will find time and again in Srimad Bhagavatam, wherever there is description of the gopis, wherever there are words describing the love of the gopis, be it Gopi Geet, Vira Geet, Yugal Geet, any Geet, the 6 kinds of the Geet that we have in Srimad Bhagavatam in 10th canto where gopis are expressing their love towards Shri Krishna, time and again you will find all our acharyas when they are approaching and they are wanting to write commentary on that, they offer thousands and thousands of obeisances to the gopis and Srimati Radharani saying, "Oh gopis, how can I am taking up this mammoth task of trying to explain your love to the readers of Srimad Bhagavatam by writing commentary. This is such an audacity. Can I understand? Can I even approach that love?" Therefore, they offer thousands and thousands of obeisances. Be it Srila Jiva Goswami, be it Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, Sanatana Goswami, all of them, they first of all offer obeisances to the gopis and accept it with all their heart that with all our scholarship, with all the knowledge that we have, with all the scriptures that we have read, we just cannot understand the love of the gopis that they have in their heart for Shri Krishna. That's all. So you see, even when we are trying to approach, we haven't even approached it. It's already 8:50. We have to understand that we just cannot understand. This understanding itself is knowledge. That we cannot understand the love, the extent of the love that gopis have in their heart. And therefore I believe that's why Srila Prabhupada always cautioned us. Whenever such topics came where Krishna's dealing with gopis are being described, Srila Prabhupada always cautioned us that we have to approach it with great attention, with great eagerness, with great respect. So here, let's begin. Let's try and understand each and every word. This is Shukadeva Goswami explaining the love of the gopis. The first word, the first phrase we already heard, Gopyash Cha. Cha means gopis also met with Shri Krishna. Now when Shukdev Goswami is finally describing the meeting of gopis with Sri Krishna, he says Gopyascha. Now in this word Gopya, there are many emotions, there are many bhava that is present. As soon as Shukdev Goswami, who is standing in front of the gopis, who is standing in front of Krishna and seeing Krishna and gopis meet, now that they are finally meeting, and now that Shukdev Goswami is saying gopis also, when he is saying Gopya, he is remembering all the incidents that has happened in Braja when Krishna was present in Braja. So as soon as you say gopis, you have to understand who are these gopis. Shukdev Goswami is saying, oh Parikshit, the gopis also met with Sri Krishna. Who are these gopis? These are the same gopis who danced with Sri Krishna in the middle of the night. These gopis who obtained such great fortune which was not obtained by even Lakshmi. These are the same gopis who left everything for Sri Krishna in the middle of night to meet with Sri Krishna. These are the gopis who surrendered everything for Sri Krishna. These are the gopis who, even for a moment of separation, they would feel that this is like a yuga. Yuga idam nimeshena govinda virahena me. So as soon as Shukdev Goswami is saying Gopyascha, Parikshit, who is sitting on the edge of his seat wanting to listen to the love of the Braj gopis, he also is like, now what? Now what is that love that we are talking about? So he says, oh Parikshit, remember all that has happened in Braja. How gopis met with Krishna. What was that extent of love? When Krishna was leaving Dwaraka, when Krishna was leaving to Mathura, how gopis were pitifully crying for Sri Krishna. Remember those gopis. They are the same gopis now. Today they are finally meeting with Sri Krishna in Kurukshetra. So all the bhava, now if you try and expand it, will become another hour explaining what is the bhava behind Gopya. All that we have already read in the 10th canto in the Purvarth about the love of the Braj gopis. We have to include everything in Gopya. Gopyascha. These are the same gopis that are meeting with Sri Krishna now today. And therefore he says, now to give a glimpse of that love. Now because Shukdev Goswami does not have time that he can go back again and explain the same pastime in great detail about what gopis must be feeling about Sri Krishna. So therefore to give a glimpse of their love, Shukdev Goswami uses one special characteristic of the love of the Braj gopis. And what is that one special characteristic? He says, Yat prekshane drishishu pakshma kritam shapanti. O Parikshit, just by this one characteristic you can expand in your mind and understand the love of the Braj gopis, that these are the same Braj gopis who are meeting with Krishna in Kurukshetra, who cursed Brahma when they were in Braja, even when there was a momentary separation from Sri Krishna. These are the gopis. So even when there was a momentary separation from Sri Krishna, the gopis, when they were having darshan of Sri Krishna, and when their eyelids would blink, even in that moment of separation, they would start cursing Brahma, that Brahma, he does not know how to create. If he had to give eyelids, he would have given to those people who were not in Braja, who were not having darshan of Sri Krishna. Akshan vatam phalamidam naparam vidana. Gopis feel that the only purpose of this eye is to have darshan of Sri Krishna. And this Brahma is such a fool. Does he not know that we are having darshan of Sri Krishna, and these eyelids, the blinking of eyelids create such disturbance in our having darshan? So these are that gopis, O Parikshit. These are that gopis who even in the blinking of their eyes, they would start cursing Brahma. Think about the extent of separation they must have felt over these years. Ek second ka viraha, they were not able to bear that one moment of viraha. They have been bearing years and years of separation, and now that finally they are having Krishna in front of their eyes, what must be their heart, O Parikshit? What must be their heart? Think about it. This is how Shukadeva Goswami is explaining just one incident, one characteristic of the love of Braj Gopis is sufficient. With this, the readers and the listeners of Srimad Bhagavatam have to go back. They have to go back and just get absorbed in all those pastimes that Shukadeva Goswami has already described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, if we start explaining all that has happened before, so I believe there is a nyaya that sometimes a person who has a horse, the horse is generally tied, but that person, the owner of that horse, sometimes leave that horse, go into the field and wherever he wants to graze. So similarly, the listeners of Srimad Bhagavatam in this way are left. Jao jahan jana hai. Go wherever you want. Wander throughout the 10th pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto. Look at what was that extent of love that you have already read and heard previously. And just bring that all in front of you and see the love of the Braj Gopis meeting with Shri Krishna. So this is how Shukadeva Goswami is explaining Parikshit. Parikshit, just imagine. One moment of separation was so intense for them. What must be their heart at this point of time after so many years? What intensity they must have in their heart. And therefore he gives one characteristic itself. Left to all the hearers of Srimad Bhagavatam. Go ahead and do as much meditation, charming you want to do, you can do it. If you take this verse, even if 10 days are not enough to explain this. Such depth is there in Bhagavatam. Now, he says Upalabhya. Now even these words are very special. Upalabhya. Labhya means having obtained. Upalabhya means having obtained from very closely. Now they are meeting so closely. Braj Gopis is not meeting with Shri Krishna when Krishna went away from Mathura. No, they were not. But Srila Prabhupada in his Krishna book, he writes that Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parityajya padanekam na gacchati. So gopis were able to have some meeting with Shri Krishna in the bhava form of Shri Krishna. But was that meeting enough for the gopis? No, it wasn't enough. And therefore today they are meeting very closely. Upalabhya. This is the bhava behind this word. And who is Krishna? Shukadeva Goswami says Krishna is Chirad Abhishtam. That Shri Krishna is Chirad Abhishtam for these gopis. That means after a long time they have obtained their object of desire. The gopis' only object of desire is Shri Krishna. And that too they have obtained their object of desire, Shri Krishna, after such long time. Therefore, Chirad Abhishtam. You see, when Krishna was present here in Mathura, even he was feeling intense separation from the gopis, which is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. One of the poets, while explaining this pastime of Krishna feeling separation from the gopis, he says that one time Krishna goes to take bath in Yamuna. And the gopis who are in intense separation from Shri Krishna, every day while bathing in Yamuna, the gopis would write something on the lotuses flowing in the Yamuna river, hoping that maybe these lotuses would someday find some place in Mathura and maybe Krishna would find them and understand what we are feeling here in Vrindavan, and then he would come back to us. So the gopis would every day go and bathe in Yamuna in Vrindavan, and on these lotuses they would write something, they will put their, or even just not write, they would just smell and give their smell to these lotuses which is flowing in Yamuna. So one time when Krishna, who was bathing in Yamuna in Mathura with Uddhava, he happened to find one of this lotus which was sent by Srimati Radharani. And as soon as Krishna touched that lotus, just that touch of a lotus brought all the memories back to Krishna. In English, I don't know what word we can use. There is one word in English, it's called nostalgic hit. So Krishna got nostalgic hit. You know, nostalgia, when you start remembering something from your past and you have all the happy and bad feelings, all the feelings together coming at once. So Krishna was hit by all those feelings of all those pastimes that he performed in Vrindavan. At once, as soon as he touched that lotus which was sent by Srimati Radharani, as soon as he touched it, he was hit by those emotions, he fainted. He fainted, started crying, and he just could not bear that separation. Uddhav, who was looking at Sri Krishna, he thought, what has happened to him? Uddhav brought Sri Krishna out of Yamuna, took him back to the Raj Mahal. Krishna was already unconscious. He remained unconscious. Uddhav went back, and after a few hours, Uddhav opened the door and started wanting to see if Krishna has woken up. Uddhav came into the room. Krishna was awake. When Krishna turned towards Uddhav, Uddhav saw streams of tears flowing out of Krishna's eyes. And this is how Krishna told Uddhav, now we have to go to Vrindavan. Gacchodhava vrajam somya pitrornah pritima vahan gopinam madhyogadhim matsandeshair vimochaya. Krishna starts describing the love of the Brajvasis. Nanda Jashomati ke prema page palana ki lad bhare lalana ki lalach lagavati. Krishna tells Uddhav, every day while I am here in Mathura, one messenger, one duti comes every day. This duti is the remembrance of the Brajvasis. The remembrance of the Brajvasis appears in front of me, and every day she calls me. And oh Krishna, don't you remember the love of Nanda and Yashoda? Don't you remember how you did pastimes with the Braj Gopis and how much they loved you on the banks of Yamuna? Don't you want to come back? Oh Uddhav, I do not know what to tell you. I do not know, I cannot respond to that duty. Every day she comes to me, she wants to take me back. And I do not know what to respond to her. Oh Uddhav, please go to Vrindavan. Please go to Vrindavan and save all these Brajvasis who are dying in separation from me. And that poet writes very beautifully. Nanda Jashomati ke prema page palana ki lad bhare lalana ki lalach lagavati kahe ratnakar prabhakar sudha somadi manju mriganani ke gun gan gavati. It's very beautiful actually. That duti starts singing the gunas, the qualities of the Braj Gopis in front of me. Start reminding me of all that pastime that happened between us on the bank of Yamuna. Oh Uddhav, I cannot bear this separation anymore. Go, Uddhav, go and save these Braj Gopis who are dying in separation from me. So you see, it's not that just that the Gopis were feeling intense separation from Shri Krishna. Even Krishna was feeling that intense separation from the Braj Gopis. He was also having that separation, and therefore he says to Uddhav, Dharyanti adhikritrena praya pranan kathanchana. Oh Uddhav, Dharyanti adhikritrena. With great difficulty they are holding their life here in their body. How can I leave these Braj Gopis in this condition? Oh Uddhav, just go and call these Braj Gopis. Give my messages to these Braj Gopis. And you see, when Krishna is sending these messages, he says, you see Uddhav, go to Nanda and Yashoda and console them. Console them and tell them that Ayasya Krishna has promised that he will come. You can console them. But for Braj Gopis, you cannot console them. Just give my messages, that's all. Just give my messages to them. And if Uddhav asks Krishna that, oh Krishna, if I give your messages and they are still not consoled, what should I do? So Krishna tells, just repeat the message again and again, because if you try on your own, don't apply your brain. If you try to speculate and try on your own that because I am a Shishya of Brihaspati, I might do something which is more intelligent and I can convince these Braj Gopis that Krishna is going to come. This is not happening, Uddhav. This is not happening. So just repeat my messages, that's all. I think we are already over time. Just maybe take 2 minutes to conclude this entire thing. So therefore he says that here the Shukadeva Goswami says that this is how Krishna is meeting with the Braj Gopis, and the kind of, when they finally saw Shri Krishna, they embraced Krishna within their heart and they attained such ecstasy which is difficult to be attained by the yogis who are constantly meditating on Shri Krishna. This is the kind of trance that gopis attain. You see what kind of dilemma gopis have. Even now that they are finally meeting with Shri Krishna, Krishna is in front of them, they just cannot go and hold his hand and say, Krishna, now we are finally meeting. There are Nanda, there are Yashoda, there are Devaki, there are 16,000 queens, Krishna's queens. The gopis just cannot meet. So therefore they are just seeing Krishna, taking Krishna within their heart, embracing Krishna and feeling satisfied. And now from here, Krishna and gopis, Krishna is going to say some words to the gopis and try to console these gopis. The gopis are going to complain. And a very beautiful section is going to begin from here. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.